First thing you need to remember is when you are going to add or subtract, notice that's a subtraction problem, you need to make sure that you have a common denominator. So both of these have the same denominator, x plus 1. That means that my difference will have the denominator, x plus 1. In the top, I'm just going to say 2x minus 1, and since it's all over x plus 1, I'll write it as one big fraction. And then the game is, can you combine like terms? 2x minus 1x is x. You still have a minus 1, and then in the bottom you still have x plus 1. So that's it. Just simplify the top. 2 minus 1 is 1x. Now, but if you don't have a common denominator, well, you need to get one. So let's see. 2 and 3, what's their least common multiple? 6. I'm going to multiply this guy by 3. This is x squared, and this is just x, so it looks like it's going to need a 3x. I think my least common multiple is going to be 6x squared. So this guy's going to need to get doubled to make 6x squared. Now, when you do that, your denominator will now be 3 times 2 is 6x squared. See, they're both 6x squared in the bottom. This is 6x squared, and that's 6x squared. In the top, I'll simplify. 3x times 5 is 15x, and then I have a plus 2 times 2 is 4. And that's all you can do. If you could factor the top, you might look into it, but since you can't, you're done. That's your answer. So let's do something a little harder now. To find the common denominator, you want to oftentimes factor what you've got and see what these denominators are sort of made up of. This is, if I factor out a 3x, I have x plus 1. And now you look and you're like, all right, what does this denominator need that this denominator has? Well, they both have a 3x, but this one also has an x plus 1, so this guy needs an x plus 1. Now, in the denominator, I have a common denominator of 3x times x plus 1, and now I'm just going to look at the numerator. I'm just simplifying the top of this thing. So that would be 7x plus 7, and then over here we have a plus x, so I'm just distributing 7x plus 7. And that simplifies to 8x plus 7 over, and the denominator doesn't change, 3x times x plus 1. So that's your answer. Let's do the same thing here. You want to factor the denominator that you have to see what you can then need to multiply the other denominator by. So 2x plus 1. Alright, I'm going to factor this. The numbers that multiply to 3 and add to negative 4 are x minus 3 and x minus 1. That's the factor. So, this guy's got a 2 and an x minus 1. This guy's got an x minus 1, but it's going to need a 2, so I'm going to go ahead and just multiply this guy's top and bottom by 2. That's still plus. And this guy's got a 2 and an x minus 1, but he needs an x minus 3, so we'll give this guy an x minus 3. Now you are going to have to FOIL, because this is a binomial times a binomial. So I have this big crazy denominator of 2, oops, those aren't. I want 2x minus 1, x minus 3. But on the top, I have to FOIL and then distribute. So when I FOIL, I'll say x times x is x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6, and then I'll distribute plus 4x plus 2. We'll look for like terms. X squared, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3x, and then we have negative 6 and 2 make negative 4. And then we have on the bottom still, doesn't change. That's not right. 2, x minus 1, x minus 3. Now, we've done this work. We've got this rational. But this might be factorable, and you need to check. Can you factor the numerator? Is there anything that multiplies to negative 4? Well, my lights just kicked off. Anything that multiplies to negative 4 and adds to positive 3? And the answer is yes. You can do x plus 4, x minus 1. If you FOIL that out, you'll get what you got. So I factored there 2, x minus 1. And look what happens. Since I factor the top, those factors can cancel. And now I have x plus 4 over 2 times x minus 3. So that one keeps going a little bit. It's kind of cool. My hand's in the way. There you go. Okay. So if you can factor, you need to, because sometimes you will then cancel out one of your factors. I think I'm going. Am I still going? Yeah. Alright. Let's keep moving. Alright, so these are called compound fractions. Let me turn my light. There we go. So these are called compound fractions. We're going to find a common denominator in the numerator and the denominator, and then we'll have to copy, change, flip. So it's sort of two problems in one. Look at the least common multiple for those two will be 6, so I'm going to double this guy, and this guy, the least common multiple will be 10. So in the top, I have x minus 2x over 6, because they're both over 6, and in the bottom, I have 2x minus 7 over 10. Now, when you get a fraction over a fraction, we're going to copy, change, flip, and first, x minus 2x, that's negative x over 6. So copy the numerator, change this to multiplication. This fraction bar is now multiplication, and then we're multiplying by the reciprocal, so 10 over 2x minus 7. I couldn't distribute it, but I'll probably just leave it alone. So this is negative 10x over 6 times 2x minus 7. There you go. We can simplify that a little bit, though, can't we? Like, what's going on here? 10 over 6, that can reduce. So 10 over 6 is 5/3. This would be negative 5x over 3, 2x minus 7. There you go. Something can keep changing. There we go. So if you see that you got a fraction, look, these are just factors. 10 over 6 is 5/3. So negative 5x over 3 times 2x minus 7. This is the most simplified answer, so what you want is actually yellow. Because this, like I said, you can factor that out. Alright, let's keep going. So we're going to have to factor the denominator. So what multiplies to 3 times 4? What multiplies to 12 and adds to 7? That's 3x and 4x. So I'll show my split the middle steps here. X plus 1 plus 4, x plus 1. So my factors are 3x plus 4 and x plus 1. Alright, so I got the denominator factored over here. Now I'm going to need to figure out what this other guy's going to need. Plus x plus 5 over x plus 1. So this guy's got an x plus 1 and a 3x plus 4. This guy needs a 3x plus 4 to have the same denominator. And now I have a common denominator of 3x plus 4 and x plus 1. I'm just going to simplify the top. So 3 plus, that means I have to FOIL. X times 3x is 3x squared plus 4x plus 15x plus 20. I can combine like terms. 3x squared plus 15 and 4 make 19x, and 20 plus 3 is 23. Denominator is 3x plus 4, x plus 1. And maybe we can factor the top. Does anything multiply to, let's see, 3 times 23 is 69, adds to 19. I don't think that's factorable, so I think we're good. So that's going to be our final simplified version. So here we had to do a little bit more work because you have to split the middle and then get a common denominator. Alright, that's all we can do. Alright, so I'm going to put this on Schoology for you to practice. So try it and check your answers. I'll go through, or I'll put a worked out version for you so you can see it. Get these practice problems done, and then you have a Schoology assignment for simplifying rationals. So go ahead and get that done. And if you've got your matching and your simplifying done, then you're all set. So good luck, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.